Good day and welcome to another edition of Council Action. My name is Councilman Tom O'Donnell from Ward 6, and I'm going to recap last night's Monday evening City Council agenda, as well as the happenings at the meeting. After the regular Pledge of Allegiance, roll call of members, and approval of the minutes, we had a special presentation by the mayor and our community development chairman to recognize the award winners for the Beautiful Home and Beautiful Home Award certificates presented to wards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. They are respectfully Michael and Debbie Doyle, Kathy Ryder, Brian Raup, Henry Zataki, Doug and Tracy Freihoff, Brian and Rachel Gettemeyer, Joanna Huke, Mark and Michelle Taylor, and James and Barbara Hirschbach. The Mayor's Choice Award went to John and Diana Marichan. These all had to do with keeping landscaping, curb appeal, and overall maintenance and appearance of their homes. Those are annual awards that are given this time of year. We had a hearing from citizens. One individual, Mr. Mark Breedenketter, had concerns about building reports after property damage, and he presented the council with written documents for the council to review. We had a public hearing scheduled for Chick-fil-A. They wanted to relocate their trash receptacle and some of the parking in the area. They asked that be postponed for tonight because they decided to redo their drive-through lane as well. So that has been postponed to another meeting and referred actually back to Planning and Zoning before it comes back to Council. We had an additional public hearing tonight that was regarding a request to amend the HB Historic Business District to add certain permitted uses. They are including speculative suites, private postage services, as well as virtual mailbox businesses. So those were two businesses at 701 St. Francis and one at 610 North Lafayette. So people that own businesses and work from home, sometimes they don't have storefronts, and maybe they need deliveries that it's not practical to go to their homes. There are other variabilities to it, but this is an attempt to include those new types of business situations. Bills for second reading, there was a second and third reading that was entered into with the mayor to execute a lease agreement between T-Mobile and Tower LLC with the City of Florissant, that for the property or for the area of 2306 Charbonnier at Coke, for a cell phone tower there for maintaining and telecommunications equipment, and another lease for the property at 299 South New Florissant Road at Bangert Park. That was to be between the city and STC5 LLC, also for a cell phone tower lease. In new business, there were board appointments. Councilman Siam recommended and got approval for Corinne Brown L. to be reappointed to the Citizens Participation Committee, and for Jeff Cook to be reappointed to the Parks and Recreations Board. There was a request for a permit to keep 4 chickens for Lakeisha Johnson for the property in the 800 block of Costco. That was approved. There was also a request for a packaged beer and wine license for Costello's Pizzeria and Sub Sandwiches, LLC. That's located at 1060 St. Catherine in Old Town. Mr. Costello was questioned by the council as to the nature and extent of the use of alcohol on the premises and hours of operations, as well as the expected crowd that he would have for that. That subsequently was approved by a unanimous vote. We had several bills for the first reading then. The first one was postponed again. This had to do with the ordinance to help with Chick-fil-A with some of the changes they want to make there. Again, that was withdrawn by the petitioner and postponed pending further work with Planning and Zoning. There was an ordinance to readopting a procedure to disclose potential conflicts of interest and this would include certain officials in the city. So there are provisions within the MEC, the Missouri Ethics Commissions, and every other year we have to reestablish regulations that have to do with conflict of interest. These are for any appointees in the city as well as elected officials. There was a first reading for an ordinance relative to the historic business district, adding the certain permitted business uses. And then there were 2 intended first readings that actually were read and approved for 3 readings that subsequently were voted on and approved. And the ordinance, one of those allowing the mayor to enter into an agreement for the Melanphy Road project to include revisions, to include resurfacing, replacing damaged curb and sidewalk, construction of accessible curb ramps, as well as new sidewalks. There was also another ordinance intended for a first reading that subsequently had 3 readings that also was approved into ordinance tonight, entering into the, allowing the mayor to enter into an agreement for the purchase of floodplain development software. We had a first reading for the mayor to enter into an escrow agreement with McBride Hoke Park LLC to guarantee installation of subdivision improvements, basically changing from a letter of credit escrow to a cash escrow deposit. There were a few council announcements, one from Councilman Manganelli regarding the Italian Fest to be held on September 13th at the Duchenne Home Association grounds. The mayor had several announcements, including a congratulatory message for Ms. Tanya Parson, who was elected as Councilwoman of Ward 8 this past week. By law, there's a 10-day period until that election becomes official, and she will be sworn in at the next council meeting. The mayor also mentioned that the Metro Vets are going to have a job fair this Thursday from 10 to 3 at the JFK Center. There are 2 Music Under the Star nights remaining on the 16th and 23rd of the month. There will be a dedication of historical markers on August the 20th. That'll be near or in front of City Hall. Labor Day Parade is scheduled on Sunday, August the 24th. That'll be held in Florissant. And the Tour de Florissant will happen on September 1st. Bike races in Old Town. That's another annual event that we have now. Also, there will be a Polish festival to be held at the Duchenne Home Grounds. That will be on September 6th. Just to expand a little bit on the historical markers, this is a new program. A group of individuals and organizations came together a little over a year ago and came up with the idea of commemorating historical events by marking them with signage. And those have been completed. Those individual signs were marketed and sold to individual businesses. This was an independent committee, and is ready to be unveiled. We're going to have that on August 20th. Again, there's 15 different locations around the city, and they'll have information relative to what occurred in that area with a QR code to take you to a website to have more information, as well as information for the individual sponsors for each of those signs. So a lot happening in the city with the summer coming to a close. Still even more happening as we move into the fall months. So just wish you all the best and hope you have a great day. This is Councilman Tom O'Donnell from Ward 6, wishing you the best. Take care.